begins atypical of the Hulk series, with David wandering from place to place, keeping a low profile, performing odd jobs for hire, just so he can have some level of normalcy. At this point, it's been a year since the events of the previous movie, and he's practicing self-restraint after being pushed into a ditch by a less than friendly co-worker and then thinks better of it, because he knows the Hulk can break this guy in two quicker than Bane to Batman. Banner's just minding his own business, and then he gets in between two jewelry robbers hounding an innocent woman.
You garbage, get off me!
I guess it wasn't your style.
Wow. Look, I appreciate that the actor is doing his best to make this character a complete scumbag, but if this were filmed today, no, this wouldn't happen. Now with the other guy, he's not saying get out to be a jerk, he's kinda telling Banner to 86 for his own good, because his partner in crime, literally and figuratively, has dealt with his crap once too often and he's seen how this movie ends before. And let's think about this for a second. If he could step out of the fourth wall setting and see how this movie pans out, he probably could write it better. Just saying. The first Hulk out comes within the first 15 minutes, and it's not long before the robbers get a sense of irony in Hulk laying waste to them. One glaring detail I have to point out is that Banner is clean shaven as the Hulk, whereas before the change he's sporting a full black beard with silver trim. For the best clean shaven results, use gamma radiation. Hulkette, the best a Hulk can get. Warning, may cause physical transformations in ripping your wardrobe and regaining consciousness in strange places and have no idea what you did. Or you were possibly drunk. Well, that would give the Walk of Shame a whole new meaning. I'm thinking it too, Wayne. What this comes down to is Banner being mistaken as the assailant while Beavis and Butthead get off scot-free. Now, for a movie that is a continuation of the TV series with cleverly written, psychological, dramatic stories, I find it ludicrous that the cops would mistake Banner, an average height of a man of 6 feet with natural skin color, could be mistaken for a 7-foot, green muscular Goliath that only talks in grunts and growls. Either that or he was auditioning for Batman later. The way Matt Murdock is portrayed by Rex Smith is one of the more reprising aspects of the script, with the way he is able to detect if someone is dishonest courtesy of his heightened hearing as Daredevil. He knows that Banner is hiding something and already knows that Ellie Mendez was lying in the hospital. I'd imagine this guy would be very useful in a lie detector test with Hulk Hogan. Of course you can. Daredevil makes his first appearance, and although it's a very basic all-black outfit with the mask covering the eyes, it does have the character using a built-in sonar, knowing when his opponent is going to strike, which at the same time leaves him open to ultrasonic frequencies that debilitate him at the web. The fight scene choreography looks amateur at best, with the heel nurse getting shock treatment therapy for her troubles. And the only trial part of this movie is Banner having a nightmare, hulking out, proving to Matt Murdock why he wouldn't be able to stand trial as he cannot deal with the stress and transforms before the fright of the lawyers, the judge, and the jury, and one true believer. On a side note for a moment, Stan Lee, we love you, we miss you. Thank you for giving us the Hulk. This then cuts to a real Hulk out, and he makes his escape, leaving his cellmate pondering his own getaway. Let's be honest, who wouldn't? When it comes down to the brass taxes, this is more about Daredevil versus the Kingpin guest starring the Hulk than it is about Banner trying to go about his business. About the only redeeming aspects are Bixby, Ferrigno, and Smith. The rest of this just feels bloated, glacial pacing, and unnecessary. Like his last outing as Dr. Banner, Bixby sells his performance in spades as the fugitive scientist on the run. This performance is of a more withdrawn Banner, desperately trying to keep to himself courtesy of his affliction. He gives a great performance as Banner where he learns to embrace his gifts, just as Murdock embraced his. Lou didn't really have much to do this time as the titular character, as the story seemed to be focusing more on Kingpin and Daredevil. I will say this. For the few scenes that Ferrigno is in, he gives great physical and non-verbal acting, especially during the first transformation with how expressive he is with his eyes on the assailant.
Aside from Bixby and Ferrigno, he was one of the few cast members who was actually trying. He plays a blind man convincingly with the physical discipline of not looking the other characters in the eye, and speaks as Murdoch with a very well spoken and confident tone that is up there with Ben Affleck and Charlie Cox. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. When your acting skills and emotional display levels are on par of WWE's Eva Marie, then you're not going to be winning an Emmy nor Oscar anytime soon. Unlike previous Hulk women cast members, Dubois is just dull and bland as Mendez. Lee Purcell was good in the previous movie as Banner's love interest, whereas here, Marta's just not selling anything.
Please go. Please just go.
Rhys Davis was one of the other guest actors that put in a great performance. He has this wonderful, charming and regal, eloquent cadence in his voice that makes him sound like a philosophical dignitary.
We can turn this setback to our advantage. I want the Mendez woman taken alive. Daredevil will come after her. And then we will have him. We will have the destruction of him on video.
You know what? For a heel, he's charming to watch.
And the late Stan Lee makes his very first cameo on film as a member of the jury. So, contrary to what some may say, 2000's X-Men was not his first movie cameo appearance. Unlike the last movie, some aspects of the transformation sequences from Hulk to Banner don't hold up, even though it's a simple case of Step 1, white eyes. Step 2, early stage of face paint. Step 3, clothes rip. Step 4, replace Bixby with Ferrigno. And finally, Step 5, Ferrigno removing shirt and putting smiles on female audiences everywhere. One transformation scene that does look cheap is the first, when you see stop motion of Banner's feet ripping out of his shoes, as opposed to before where you would see the shoes splitting on film. The sound effects are equally jarring, with hearing Hulk's grunts and growls sounding like stock sound effects, like they belong in an Uwe Boll movie. Lance Rubin composed the score, and if you were under the impression that this movie would have learnt from its predecessor, then you're sadly mistaken. The score is tinnier and even more irritating than before. I appreciate that this is a late 80s TV movie and there were certain restrictions with regards to technology, availability and finances. I get that. But when you had great scores from the TV series that at this point were 10 years young, and they are superior without even trying, then this movie was setting itself up for failure before it even began. The Lonely Man theme by Joe Harnell is in use at the beginning and end, and it's the only saving grace as far as the music is concerned. Though I would argue that if you were able to screw this up, then you're a different level of untalented. Although the TV movie sequel garnered high ratings, it came under criticism for the lack of Hulk scenes and for the title being misleading when the only trial scene was a dream sequence. In a retrospective review of the movie, Norinda Flora of the Radio Times referred to it as a tame action fare with all the hallmarks of an idea that has run out of steam. Sad thing is, she's not wrong. The movie was followed with the 1990 TV movie The Death of the Incredible Hulk, which saw Bixby's final appearance as Dr. Banner.
Well folks, dependent on your viewpoint, the movie has been enjoyed on DVD, VHS and TV since 1989. I'm MJ Knight, and we witnessed the trial of the Incredible Hulk. I'm acting. Give me my thespian career performance award. I'm starting to sound like the Joker mixed with only Rikaku and Mighty the Tarrison. The Mighty Taliesin. I am the Mighty Joker, Tarrison Rikaku. Wait, all three of those guys doing the fusion. Oh, sweet Lord above. No, so Tarrison would fuse with the Joker, and then Tarrison Joker fuses with Oni Rikaku. What an abomination have we unleashed upon the world? I'm going to fire the cannon, make you give me loads of bits on twitch.tv/Onirakaku, now /Onirakaku Joker Tarrison. Fire the cannon. Ooh, Betsy, I'm going to have fun with you on Twitch. And then I'm going to go watch AEW and mock the Young Bucks. I am Joker Tarrison Rakaku. Liz is gonna lose her mind and Wynn's like, I don't know whether to enjoy this lovely ham pie you've created or have several questions. I think I'm having several questions at the moment, just the fact that there'd be a tri-fusion dance. That's definitely going in the bloopers. Well, folks, dependent on your viewpoint with this, the movie has been enjoyed on TV. Hang on. Well, folks, dependent on your viewpoint with this, the movie has. I'm the incredible Gamma Rabbit. Rabbit! I'm going to hunt you down and put you in the National Enquirer and make up ridiculous stories about you, because that's what we tabloid reporters do. Bugs Bunny don't like Elmer Reporter. Bugs Bunny smash. Bugs Bunny go to eat carrots and how the heck did I end up here? Okay. Yeah, not one of your better jokes, dude. Well, folks, dependent on your viewpoint, the movie has been enjoyed on TV. Well, folks, dependent on your viewpoint, the movie has been enjoyed on TV, VHS, and DVD since 1989. I'm MJ Knight, and we witnessed the trial of the Incredible Hulk.